Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division in the Winter Major Tournament. This video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Let's go! We're going to play a full 9 of the new courses called the Maple Bay. And you can find all these courses on tour number 5, the World Links. If you do want to go into the regular tour game and practice them, have in mind here that these holes that I'm going to show you here, or at least the win that is going to be shown on the course here, might not be the same as it is in the tournament, but this is a playthrough showing you an alternative way to play with various type of wins. So, and then we're going to be a new rookie playthrough on Monday, the first day of the Winter Major Tournament. Also, down in the video description you will be able to see a link to patreon.com/golf-tommy to get the text guides for this tournament, but also see direct timestamps for this playthrough, so you can skip to whatever course or whatever hole you want to watch. So first we're going to play here with a power 3 ball. I'm going to change. The reason I play with a power 3 ball is because I don't want to stretch out and maybe have to overpower. I do want to be able to rely on taking a shot without having to overpower here. And we do want to bounce over the bunker there on the left. The thing that I would say here though is that maybe I should be using 3 to 4 bars of side spin to the right when I do have the option to do so. The reason I'm thinking about that is because I do want to compensate for eventually hitting the ball great like I do. Stay away from the rough. We do. That's okay. You can see as well I'm not using any top spin. We shouldn't be able to need any top spin because we don't want to go too far. We do want to have this shot towards the pin. The drive, we need to make an over adjustment of 10%. So we're playing it downhill 10%. Second shot now that we're going to focus for is that we're going to play that one downhill as well. It's going to be downhill 10%. So we over adjust to 10% going right at the pin. I'm going to play here with my short iron in medium distance of my club. So when reaching around 325 yards, 320, 325, you play your shot in medium distance of your club with a 10% over adjustment. No top spin, no back spin, and aiming just a couple of squares before the pin with a second bounce, and then you will be good. This one is definitely, in my opinion, going to be necessary for you to have a chance for the eagle, depending on the wind. Like, let's say we would be having a straight wind, I would almost see this one as a must eagle here, honestly. And something that we do need to just get. We roll, get in the hole for an eagle there. So we're gonna go to hole number 2. It's a par 5, the first par 5 in the tournament. And also the first par 5 of the 3 that we do have in the Maple Bay 9. Gonna play right side. Here I'm going to pull out a power 3 ball as well. And once again, I know we are using some power 3 ball, playing from the front tee. Shouldn't we be able to play with a basic ball? Yeah, we should. But the problem we have with that is that we're going to not be able to reach for the green in 2 with this one. And sometimes we need to use a power 3 ball to give ourselves the best possible chance to make that extra score. If I would be playing a tour play, I might going to play with a different ball. But in a tournament where we need and we want to go for the win, we need to play with the ball that gives us the best chance. We play this shot in medium distance of our club with a 10% over adjustment. Max top spin, which is 4.5 bar top spin and 4.5 bar side spin to the left. We bounce over the hump that we do have there in the center of the fairway. I do want to do that because I do not want to bounce on a uneven surface if I don't absolutely have to. You can see as well from the start that I did change bag. I did change to a bag where I'm going to have the big dog as my second club. Why do I do that then? The reason I do that is because I do want to have distance for my second shot. So together with the power 3 ball and the big dog, I will be able to get this ball to the green in 2. And that's what we're looking for. You may wonder when you see that drive, why aren't Tommy playing on the left? Because there is a more open fairway, easier to hit. The reason I'm not doing that is because it's going to give us a way to not reach for the green in 2 if we're not being highly skilled or lucky. I'm going to show you in a quick example before going to hole number 3. So, How you can see, we are in maximum distance of our club here. I'm going to use max side spin. And I'm going to max side spin using some backspin and also some curl. You can see I'm trying to look for a way, for a spot there where I maybe could go straight at the pin. And we can't, honestly. The only way I could see ourselves doing that is that we would be using the rough just there by the green to bounce in the rough to roll out to the pin. But I don't feel comfortable enough to like suggest a route like that, which many of the times we could go short, we could go long. So then I'm just going to play conservative, play it on the right, letting my ball go towards the green. I would say if you want to go for the albatross, then you need to go with more curl and also 1 or 2 bars backspin more, so you get the ball to stop. That's very important. So we get it to green here, that's good, and we're going to take a look of what's happening when we are going to play on the left side of the fairway there, which is, you know, over the tries that I had now when I play these courses when they got released, I saw many playing left side having no chance whatsoever, even though they have power 3 ball, big dog. No chance really to get to the green in a proper way without having to like go with either overpower or have to go with a bunch of topspin trying to bounce up there to the pin. So there we go, and it's still the same type of method. Max topspin, power 3 ball, big dog as your second club in your bag. Max overpower we will have to go here with this power 3 ball, because we do want to reach as far as possible, combined with that we do want to be as close to the right side as possible as well. So, second shot now, or not now, but our opponent going to play first. And you know, once again, it's like I would want to play on the right side, not on the left side. Even if we do make a shorter drive than we do on the left side, then we're still going to have a better chance to reach with the ball to green from the right side. And that's something that could trick you a little bit, because without knowing, we normally play on the fairway patch that is the easiest one to hit, but we need to think just one step further, and that will in that case be that we need to play on the right side instead, because we cannot reach for the second. Look here now, I can reach fairly close to the green. If I do want to go for the pin in any form, I need to go with topspin and try to visualize the second bounce to being in the rough just by the green to bounce myself up there, and that's very, very tough. So I'm going to go with curl and try to land myself in a position where I do have a wedge for the pin. We bounce just by the rough, and we do have a very nice wedge here. So this should be an eagle for us, but once again, we're not going to be close for the pin there. Play on the right side, that's my advice here from front tee. Bam, bam. So now we're going to focus on hole number 3, which is a par 3. And that par 3 is, in my opinion, going to be one of the easier holes that we do have in the tournament, and also on the Maple Bay, combined with the par 4s. So here we have it. I'm going to show you two approaches here. Like, it's the same approach, but the difference is that I'm playing with a basic ball first, and I'm going to play with a Titan ball which has side spin. First, it's like, to be able to play this one in a good way, we do need side spin. I would like to play with a Quasar here, or maybe with a Katana. I'm using 2 bars backspin if I would be having a tailwind on this one. Now we have tailwind, crosswind, so we should be good with 1.5 bar backspin here. Adjusting it for medium distance with a 10% over adjustment. So we're going to play this one as downhill. So just because we're not having any side spin to the right here, or to the left for that matter, then I need to go with curl. So I go with as much curl that I possibly can with the backbone, which give me around 75% of the ball outside the adjustment ring to the right. And I'm very happy with that shot, with a basic ball. It's like there is no way here. I've tried rough bump, I tried to play right side. I do definitely feel that the left side is the most consistent way for us to play and going to give us the general best result playing from the front tee. Our opponent is going to hit it great, unfortunately going to the rough. So now we're going to go over and watch the version where I'm playing with a Titan. And don't be focusing that much with Titan and the power 3 here, because power 3 is not necessary. The reason I have a power 3 is that I went into the shootout, because this is a shootout, with a power 3 from a power 5 course. So I'm still going to play medium distance of my club. When having this type of crosswind, I'm going to play with 1 bar of backspin. And once again, as I said, medium distance with a 10% over adjustment. That's just a click in terms of adjustment, not much at all. I'm using max side spin, which is going to lead me to just go with a tiny bit of curl to the right here. We hit it perfect. And we bounce. We're coming up very nicely. Get in the hole! Boom! For an only one. So, side spin, crucial. If you do play with a katana ball or a kingmaker ball that do have max side spin, then you go with max side spin. You don't go with any curl. Only curl if you do have like a side spin 2 ball, which is Quasar and Titan. Then you have 4.5 bar. If you do not have any side spin with your ball, then you go with max curl, like with the backbone, which is 75% of the ball outside to the right. So hopefully that's going to help, and I believe playing on the left there is going to be the way and the only way for us to play this one from the front tee. It's going to be the most consistent way. Once again, I know I repeat myself, but I need to say it so we do learn and so we do remember it. So important. Until then. Our opponent's going to try basically the same way. He has a katana, has a good amount of side spin here. So he's coming in nicely, but has a little bit more speed than mine. Good shot from our opponent though. Well done, sir. Let's go. Hole number 4. Hole number 4, I'm also going to show you here 2 types of play. And I'm not going to show you 2 types on every hole, but I'm going to show you on this one. I think this is crucial. You can see maybe where the second try is going to be. Like, maybe we're going to go for the green. Yeah, we are. But not for the first try. Headwind, crosswind, we're not going to go for the green. Only if we do have tailwind. So, now when we do have headwind, you only change to a basic ball. I'm going to bounce myself over here. Look here at the ball guideline. The further ahead we are on the fairway, the lower, like the flatter bounce we're going to have. It's basically, instead of going like this, it's going to go like more like as a flat bounce. And then we need to aim further back. So we are going to use some of the bounce that we get here to get over here into the rough to roll out. Best case scenario, we're going to bounce directly over if we do have a club that has more topspin. Like a big topper here could be a good club, for an example, that has more topspin. Don't be afraid to go too far, because the fairway on the other side is very uphill. So worst case scenario there, the ball is going to roll up and it's going to fall back down again. So the drive as well, we need to over adjust 10% for the drive to be able to hit the spot that we do want. Max topspin, which is 4.5, and I also would be using max side spin if I would be having that. But now I don't, so I did use curl instead. So the second shot here that we're going to focus on after our opponent, of course, is that we're going to play the rough bump. The rough bump there is going to be very good. And the reason I love the rough bump so much, or not love, but like the rough bump so much, you cannot love a rough bump, or you can maybe. Well, you like a rough bump, is that you're going to have a lot of rough to actually play on. You can see here now when I'm stretching out here, you can see we have a full bullseye, or almost 2 rings in terms of distance, both front and back. That's a lot. So we're going to play minimum distance without any elevation adjustment here. So we're not going to play it uphill or downhill, just going to play it as it is, minimum numbers. The thing to have in mind here though, is that if the further we are on the closer we are to the green with our drive, the bigger risk we're going to have to be in between clubs in tailwind. So if we would be in between clubs in tailwind that we reach too far with our drive, then we go directly at the green and use the back of the green to let the ball fall back down If I have headwind crosswind, always go for the rough bump. I didn't use any topspin, any backspin on that one to approach there. I would be using a slight topspin, like half a bar of topspin in headwind. Otherwise, I would just use it plain there. Happy with the eagle. This is definitely going to be a possible eagle. With the flat green that we do have on this one, definitely going to be a good way for the rough bump. Hole 4 again. Now we do have tailwind. What should we do? Let's pull out a power 3 ball. I know we could pull out the berserker ball here, but I don't see the point in using that in a guide, as there is such a low percentage of players that play in rookie that do have a berserker ball. But sure, if you have been sampling a bunch of berserker balls while playing the golden shot, play with a berserker ball, you would reach further, because the power 3 ball of course only have a power 3 balls of distance. The thing that I'm looking for here is to use the rough, to bounce in the rough to roll out on the green. Now I hit the great right, and that's okay. I'm still going to be very close to the green. And you know, if someone would be asking me before I play this hole, okay Tommy, would you rather have a wood club in minimum distance, or you would be having a rough iron wedge for the pin? Or I would take a rough iron every day. Because we're so close, so the only thing that we need to do there is to basically hit the ball perfect. And that's a good percentage chance for getting an eagle. And something that we will like to take. So, and once again, like, we do have a lot of obstacles there around the green, but with tailwind, we're going to bounce at somewhere. We're not going to danger in the water in any point. So the worst case scenario, rough or sand. So, and in the best case scenario, it's going to be green or very close to it. And the risk and reward book that I'm always going to read from or talk about, then I think the risk is such a minor risk for us here compared to the reward that we can get. So from this one here, just gonna line it up straight at the pin, hit it perfect, get in a hole. So headwind, crosswind, we play right side, go for the rough bump. Tailwind, we play straight at the green. Hole number 5, the second par 5, which is going to be a tough one. Here we can do two ways. Either, if we do have tailwind here for the drive, we're going to play directly over to this fairway spot that we do have there. If we do have like tailwind, crosswind, then we play to stay on that fairway. If we do have straight tailwind, we play to bounce and roll over to the next fairway. Of course, if we reach to the third piece of fairway there, that's going to open up for the albatross in a very good way. But having this type of wind, I'm not feeling certain enough to go with max overpower and risk or like gamble to get the ball to go over the rough there. The drive here, we play downhill, 10% over adjustment, and you will be good. If you would be having crosswind or headwind, so you will not be able to reach, even though using max overpower to that platform, then we play before the rough, like before the rough is starting, and the bounce ourselves over with as much topspin that we have. And for us here with X mile level 5, it would be 4.5 bar topspin. And then also, we're still going to use a power 3 ball. We do need the distance, that's important. So while using a power 3 ball, if we're going to bounce over, use a max side spin, which is 4.5 bar side spin as well. I know. For the second shot here, I do have packed the big dog. And we might going to be okay to play with a sniper and or a viper or a guardian in this case. But the reason I want to play with the big dog here is to give myself a safe way to reach over to the green. Because I won't be reaching this far with a sniper with or with a lower level guardian or with a viper if I would be cutting the rough as our opponent did and roll out, or I'm maybe not playing with a power 3 ball. Aiming for the back of the green to let the ball fall back down, that's the thing that I'm looking for. But the thing to have in mind with approach here, don't play on the right side that I do. Play on the left side as the ball is going, look at this now. We get up there, so but the green is slightly sloping to the right and down, and therefore we're not going to be even close to the green. But this is how you make a safe eagle on hole number 5. We're going to say very few albatrosses here if we're not having a very strong tailwind for the start, where we can reach to the third piece of fairway and go with a short iron or with a long iron. So that's good. Happy with that. Take the eagle there for sure. And the next hole I'm going to play is going to be hole number 6. Hole number 6 is a par 3. You're going to see it's a wow. You know, it's a wow for me, because that one is a strange one, especially with the way it's designed. So it's going to be a very interesting one to play. Our opponent do decide that he or she cannot reach over for the green. Then that is very good to just lay up and see if you can chip it in from distance. So, okay, now hole number 6, 20% downhill. Look at this one. Look at the design on this one. Insane, honestly. We're going to play on the right side. Take away the left side directly from your mind. Look at the position now with the ball guideline. I'm going to have the 3 bar of topspin here. Second bounce should be just over the corner with the tip of the ball line pointing around 2 to 3 squares inside the green there. I'm not having any side spin on my ball because I have a basic ball. I would be using side spin, 4 bars of side spin with this type of wind and no curl. The thing that happens here for us that makes this ball coming too hot, like not hot, too long, is that I'm using or that I'm hitting a great shot. So try to hit the ball perfect, but this is how we're going to want to use this green. Go to the top right, let the ball fall back down. You will never roll too fast, so you will, in a worst case scenario, be on the fringe for a wedge shot for the pin instead of a putt. Our opponent is going to do the same here, but playing without topspin in this case, and go with overpower instead. But I'd rather go with topspin than go with overpower on a par 3. I would never suggest anyone to play with overpower on a par 3, because then it's going to be risky. But look at the result though. It comes in very, very nicely, and here it basically shows how we want the ball to come in here for us. Nice shot from our opponent. Well done. Hole number 7, par 4, the last of the par 4s, and here is once again time to go for the eagle. I would say with a straight tailwind here and with a power 5 ball, we can actually reach green. It's just that we do have the water, which is of course risky. I do want us to start with doing our best to bounce ourselves over to the final piece of fairway that we do have. Like, we're going to bounce over the little island that we do have there and roll as far as we possibly can. And if we reach to this area, we're going to have a short iron for the pin. So we're going to first understand that we do need to play a downhill approach, like we need to over adjust 10%. So we're going to use a quasar, max topspin, and 4.5 bar side spin. We necessarily don't need quasar for the power, but we do want to have a ball with side spin to the left, especially if we do have crosswind left to right, because then that ball is going to push us to the then that wind is going to push us to the right. Look at the adjustment now. We're going to adjust 3.2 rings, but that tiny thing that I did there in the end is important. We do adjust from a higher point to a lower point. And when we do that, we're going to lose distance. And therefore, we need to push up our target approximately half a ring to be able to compensate for the lower distance we get for dropping down to a lower, like to getting a lower trajectory. Second shot, now we're going to approach this pin with a short iron. I would like you to over adjust this shot as well with 10%. Our opponent is going to go max backspin. I think that's a wise idea. if you do get enough distance on the fairway before, which we didn't, but I'm gonna come to that. It's either you're going to use your short iron to go directly at the pin, or you're going to use the back of the green to let the ball roll up, roll down, and hopefully get in for an eagle. Our turn. And you can see here I'm going to be just in between clubs here, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate there, so I'm going to play myself a little bit further down to the left. Use the side spin I have on my ball with four bars of backspin. Aiming straight at the cup here. You can see I'm aiming a little bit to the left of the cup, which is... I really can't explain that, but of course we want to aim straight at the pin with this type of wind here. No, 1.5 ring. We play it in max distance. And I'm also over adjusting this shot with 10% as well, as I said. Coming in very nicely here, but as you can see, we didn't really aim straight at the pins. We can not really be that pissed off about that. We can just change that to next time. Okay, hole number 8, par 3. We're going to play downhill 30%. 3-0. I don't know why I tried to write on the screen, but like 3-0. And here you can see I'm playing with a basic ball. We're going to make 2 changes to this one. First, we play it with a power 1 or power 2 ball. 2. We play with the Goliath. Even if you have the Goliath in level 2, level 3, you're going to play with the Goliath. The reason is the distance. We're not having the distance to play at the spot where I want. I do want to play us above the bunker. And the reason I'm choosing this recording is to show how tricky this one is going to be able to get this one straight at the pin. We're getting up there to the fringe or to the green, to the fringe here, and would be having no problem to get this one in the hole for birdie. But we're nowhere near a hole in one. We do want to do the thing that our opponent is trying to do. You can see how much difference the Goliath and the backbone is having. It's a difference of around 15 yards or even more when you do have the clubs in a lower level. 3 bars of backspin in tailwind. Then I'm going to play 1.5 to 2 bars of backspin in crosswind and 1 bar of backspin in headwind. I'm going to aim there on the top. I'm going to over adjust, as I said, 30% for downhill approach. And then of course hit it perfect. And I think that's going to be the spot that we're going to go for. That's the way for us to get this hole in one, or at least getting close to it. But I would say with the elevation adjustment, this one is going to be very, very tough. Very nice shot from our opponent. That's a well done, is it, in my opinion. Last but not least, we're going to play hole number 9. A par 5. Always end up with a par 5. And this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. If we do have a basic ball, we change that to a power 3 ball, a Titan. A power 3 ball for all the par 5. We're also going to make sure that we do have the big dog to show. So we do have some distance for the second shot as well. If we can, we're going to try to get over to the fairway there on top, like the bounce over the rough. Either do a double bounce or we're going to go a single bounce, depending on what wind we're going to have. If we do have headwind here, we're not going to be able to reach over. Then I suggest that you try to lay up as close to the rough there on top as possible. You can see here I'm going with overpower. I'm not using max overpower because I'm trying to go with a double bounce, which works extremely well here. But I might, if I would be going with max overpower, would be good with a single bounce there as well. Our opponents go with a katana, and once again, a power 3 ball here. If you're going to go with overpower, it's like give yourself the opportunity to go with as little overpower as possible, and therefore we have a power 3 ball. And for you that maybe wonder if it's possible to play the way that I play with another ball, yes it is, but it's just that it's going to be harder. You maybe wonder as well, why don't we play on the right side? It's because to get that ball down to that to the bottom of that fairway area, it's going to be very tough. We do have a bunker in a way, so I do value the left side being better. So for the drive here, we're not over adjusting or under adjusting anything. But for the second shot, we're going to over adjust 10%. So, now, instead of trying to go directly onto the green here, we're going to use max side spin left, which is 4.5, with 3 bars of topspin. I would like you to play with 4 to 5 bars of topspin here, to bounce over the rough, to get the ball to roll straight at the pin. So we're just going to adjust just a tiny little bit here with the big dog, but once again this is downhill. Even though it doesn't look downhill, we can see here when we travel, then we're going to travel downhill from here, and that's important to adjust for. With the 3 bars we're coming in a little bit short. That's what I said, 4 to 5 bars of topspin, but we end up in a way that we're definitely going to have no problem to make an albatross, about to say an eagle. So this was the playthrough for Rookie Division for all the Maple Bay holes in the Winter Major Tournament. I do believe we're going to see a general minus 12 to 14 score in over 9 holes. I think that's going to bring you a good position as well in the weekend round. If you do make a minus 12 to minus 14 for 9 holes, then of course you add that in too. So, if you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you also want to get the text guide for the Winter Major, sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Good luck in the Winter Major Tournament.